Thursday. MDK live. Got the inner circle coaching. None of you guys are showing up, you little bitches. Up. Andy's here.
Hey, Brian, how you doing?
Andy's in the house. What's up, buddy?
Yeah, good. Are you?
Good. Hey, what's that video you just posted? I don't know if you just posted it. Maybe it was older, but it was the bamboo.
Yeah, today.
Yeah, that looked good, man.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
I didn't even know you guys had bamboo over there.
It's the second bamboo job that I've done, but it's not very common. Is that breakfast?
No.
It's 3 p.m. 3 p.m.
It's a little snack before I go in there and cook a steak. Man, probably 25 years ago when bamboo first started coming on the market, I was excited about it only because it was, it's not a tree or anything. It's not wood. It's a grass and all this other crap, but it looked cool and it's supposed to be green and, they have a lot of it. And as always, the sales guys just say whatever it takes to sell, whether it's glue or finish or stain, it doesn't matter. That's why I've been in this business, in the construction business, over 40 years. So I know not to listen to the sales guys. That's why so many of these younger guys get in trouble. But it was supposed to be all this, magic stuff and wear resistant and everything. And it's soft and it's scratched up real easy, no matter what finish they put on it. But I still like it. And we refinish a lot of it, not just the maintenance part, but we'll go, I've got a great video that we did maybe 2 years ago. It was hand scraped, so it had all the waviness,
I love that.
indentations. It had that. It was black, and we sanded it down flat and made it just it was a natural carbonized bamboo. Just the before and after was like, night and day. But we stain them all the time. We stain them gray. We'll do a whitewash. Like there's carbonized, there's the natural, which is like a yellowish, and then there's a bunch to it. We've bleached them. We've done there, and so many guys. I even have pretty close friends around here that just refuse to sand it. And I think they don't like the fact that it's kind of held together with the epoxies and the glue, and they think that sanding it and breathing in that glue and epoxy isn't the best health wise for you. And I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We have the vacuum, so we're not, we do breathe in some, but we don't, when you sand that stuff, maybe it's because of the epoxy. I don't know. Maybe it's because of the wovenness of the bamboo, but man, we take the dust and make little freaking snowballs out of it and end up having a freaking snowball fight by the end of the day. But I don't mind it. A lot of people hate it. I like it. It's not hard like maple or white oak or something like that, but
yeah,
it's not as soft as like the pine.
We get a lot of pine, a lot of oak, some redwood, some teak. Did a teak job last week.
Yeah. I was talking with a client last week, and I put up your profile so I could find out what city you lived in, because he says you're north.
Yeah, that's right.
And I told him the name of the city, and he started laughing. He's going, well, he has a much different accent than I do. Blah, 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 and he knew everything about your town or whatever. So he's from over there.
Where did he say where he was? Whereabouts he was?
He did, and I should have wrote it down. I'll see him again in another week or two, but he was an extremely nice guy.
In the floor sanding.
Say that again?
Does he do floor sanding?
No. He's a teacher.
Okay.
He used to teach history, but now he teaches economics. But we talked about a lot of stuff, and he had a bunch of these, looked like they were drawn with pencils, but there were a lot of pictures, and they were all in order. So he was telling me if I looked at them, it would be as if I was walking, I don't know how many, maybe 100 miles down the River Thames or something. Was that it?
Thames.
Yeah, River Thames. Yeah. So it was really cool pictures, and he was saying, and this is this, and as you keep moving down the river, you'll come across this bridge, and then this or this. Like, it was very interesting. And I guess he's real. He was way south. He's been over here forever now, but.
I lived in the States.
Yeah. Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah, he's been here forever. and we
You
started
get
talking about.
I've noticed your videos. You get a lot of work in Anaheim. Yeah.
Yeah, Anaheim. That whole area, Anaheim towards LA, Santa Ana is kind of south of Anaheim, but from Santa Ana towards LA is everything from like 1880 up to like 1959 are all raised foundations with original hardwood flooring, and that's the majority of our business. I mean, that's the bread and butter. That's what I like the most of. It's the original. I know everything about it. We do a lot of repairs, termite board changes, all of that. We do a whole lot of like the bamboo stuff. People get it, and and it needs to be taken care of. We do a lot of hand distressed engineered flooring that people buy the new homes, or they've lived with it now for 15 years and they don't like it. They don't like the waviness or the unevenness because it doesn't wear even. The high areas wear out a lot faster than the low areas. And we'll sand them down. We've got a technique to where we can sand them down and save them. So we do a lot of that. Newport Beach is a lot of it. We're looking.
We went to Newport Beach. We stayed in Anaheim.
Mm-hmm.
And we made a mistake actually. We took a public bus to Newport Beach, and it took us maybe 3 hours.
Yeah.
On this bus. We stopped everywhere, and then we had to change. And it was quite hairy.
Yeah, it would almost been better to probably to rent a car and just drive down there. Because from Anaheim, if you drove down to Newport Beach, it would be less than 30 minutes, depending on traffic. Probably 20 minutes, depending on when you left. But yeah, if you take our city transportation, the bus, it's probably 2.5 hours. It stops every stoplight almost.
Yeah.
And then all the way down.
Newport Beach, apparently, quite a few of the actors live there. It's quite a nice place for getting money.
Maybe not as many actors, but it's definitely high rent district area.
Yeah.
A lot of sports people, a lot of basketball, like Kobe Bryant. His wife still lives there. He lived there.
Did he?
Yeah, John Wayne, if you know that dude, the old cowboy movie star.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I've worked in his neighborhood just more times than I can count. The old guys that I started with, so when I started in like 82, 83, the guys that I worked with were 69 and 71. They were old World War II vets, and they worked in that area. And they used to tell me stories of John Wayne coming down at 4:00 in the afternoon, and he'd say, "It's quitting time, boys." And he'd have a case of Budweiser in one hand and a fifth of Jack Daniels in the other. And he'd sit there and drink the Jack Daniels, and they would drink the beer, and he would just talk to them more about their life than his. And they'd ask him stuff, and he'd say, "No, you know all about me. I want to hear about you." And they loved him.
I still can't believe that you worked in one of the Beatles' houses. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah, that's probably still one. I mean,
that's unreal.
It's probably my favorite, only because I'm such a Beatle fan.
Yeah.
And the way it was, with everything still there, the way George Harrison left it, and his son Daniel didn't want to touch it, because of that. I really appreciated that.
Yeah.
I think I told you when he asked, "Did we want to move the furniture?" I was like, "Dude, I don't even feel comfortable looking at this stuff. I know I'm not going to pick it up and move it." And he was laughing. And I was like, I mean, it's crazy. And then downstairs was the little studio with the recording and stuff, and the guitars that he played. It was just it's crazy. And it's a nice area. I used to love like LA. I still kind of do. I went down, I don't know if I was there this Saturday or last Saturday. I've been traveling so much, my days are running into each other. But my nephew lives up in the high desert, and he wanted to go to this restaurant that's been open since, God, I don't know, maybe 1909 or something, maybe older. They say they originated this sandwich called the French dip, real thin beef put on a bun, and you dip it in this sauce.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and it's been there forever. So I met him, and they're getting ready to close it next month. So we went down to make sure that we were there. And I mean, and it's downtown LA, and it's surrounded by so many homeless and tents and cardboards and stuff now. It's really sad. But you know, the old pictures that are in there, and the old mafia guys that used to go in, and all the old celebrities, the history just being in there. I like that kind of stuff. That's why I'd love to go to London or England and just see the old stuff. And we left there and we went over to Chinatown and spent probably a couple of hours in the old Chinatown district. They do a lot of filming and movies and stuff is there, and it's real neat. It's you know, it's not the same as like where you live. And when I was talking to this other guy last week, the history and stuff that's there, it's 1400s, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, we're quite spoiled with that, but you take it for granted, don't you? It's you know.
You do is like that hand distress that they sell nowadays. I've never been a fan of it, only because in the mid 80s, early 90s, for years I did real hand distress flooring in big movie star homes, big mansions, Brentwood, Bel Air, Beverly Hills, and we would somebody the decorator or somebody would fly over to France, do all these pictures, take all these measurements, and come back here, and we would create the same floor that were in these castles, and then we would build these certain patterns, whatever it was, install it, and then we would truly on our hands and knees hand scrape it and make it look like it had been walked on for 500 years, because there's certain walk patterns that will wear out over time, and like knot holes and weatherwood. So we would make it like it would truly be like artwork, and it was hard work, but man, at the end of it, you really felt like you did something. It was, and then we would do things like old 1600 type, we called it wine cellar plank, to where we would do flooring almost as if it was done back in the 1600s. We wouldn't put any kind of machines on it. It would be random widths of boards, 3-inch, 8-inch, 6-inch. If it had big splits in it, everything would be scraped and rounded off. There wouldn't be any sharp edges. We would round everything off. We would do square dials because they didn't have any machines that could cut a round dial back in those days. So everything was cut square. We would install those and then round them off around the edges. We would do like bow ties in between the boards to keep them from growing and shrinking. And the whole thing was just all hand scraped. And all you were really doing was making sure you rounded off every sharp edge as if it had been walked on for 100 years. And then we would either stain it or just finish it, and then wax it. Like Charlie just said, what's up, gentlemen? Charlie's sick right now. What's up, buddy? But that's how Charlie knows, like the wax that we used to use back then was the old paste waxing. Those old floors, because that was the tradition of 1500, 1600, 1700, 1800, into the early 1900s before, and then they started coming up with the old varnish and stuff.
Those are the good days.
Yeah. So, hey, just me and you, Andrew. Hey, man, I want to kind of go over, unless you had something specific, I wanted to share, like right now, we've in the office, we've been having a couple of the ladies, we're doing just almost like cold calling, outreach, and there's so many thousands of people here, and my daughter is really trying to grow this business like big. Here's what we used to do. I've got a video online, so no matter where you're watching this right now, you can go to the YouTube channel, and I think it's called $1 Million Content, and it goes through this folder. That's the old business name, Adams Hardwood Flooring. On the back, it had the Perfection, all laminated, and it was filled up with all kind of good stuff. And back then we didn't have the video testimonials that we have now, but we had a bunch of handwritten testimonials that we would, because we printed these up and we would give them to the homeowner. A lot of times they would we would ask them to write us up a letter of recommendation. And if we did so many like business owners and other stuff, we would ask them to write it up on their letterhead. Just it looked that much better. And we have them framed. I probably still have them in frames somewhere, and they were in the office. But then we would make photocopies, and we had them in these folders. We had our license, our insurance is in these folders, but everyone didn't have that. So we started giving out these work completion client satisfaction questionnaire, we called it. So the homeowner would fill it in with their name and stuff, and then we had workers appearance, and then they would check off the box, terrible, fair, good, great, outstanding. They would check that. Was all the trash removed and the job site been left clean? They check that off. All the work completed, professional, timely manner, check it off. How were the workers' attitudes? Check it off. And then we left, the bottom part so they could leave any comments. So we've always been trying to get the referrals. Video testimonials are key. But we would have, we'd have, I don't know, hundreds and hundreds of these referrals. Let me see, I found a couple. This thing was written up on, he hand wrote this on his, you can see his letterhead, and then he wrote it. This one they typed up and wrote, pretty cool.
So then when the job's complete, the customer would fill that in?
Yeah, they would fill it. If they didn't have the letterhead or something to make it look more fancy, I thought, well, man, what can we do? Because we knew it, the more referrals, the better. So we came up with that little sheet, gave it to them, they'd fill that out, and we had an instant referral. Now we try to do the video testimonials. And now everybody is like, go to Google, leave that review. So that part's never changed. These are still great. And then we would, so we would hand this out with when we were handing out our proposals, but they were really good because now in all of these areas, like the neighborhood where John Wayne lives, that's a security gated community. You don't get to get in there. But when we were in there working, even now, all the gated communities that we're in, and I haven't done it for years, we're just now restarting this. So when we're in these gated communities or in the Newport Beach area or Corona Del Mar is another one, any of the areas, when you see custom homes being built, that's where I want to stop and make the relation. Everything is about building a relationship. So that's where I want to stop and try to meet the contractor and start, or the homeowner, and start building that relationship. So that's where these really came in handy. Was if they, hopefully they'd be there. I'd say, hey, Andrew, man, I love this project. I know you probably got a great guy that does your wood flooring. If he ever gets booked up and you need it faster than he can do it, I'd love to leave you with my information. And I'd give them this, and it has everything. It makes me look way better than whoever they're using. So that was great. But now, like, me and my daughter was talking about it, I said, man, I still like these, but everything's on the internet. I mean, our YouTube channel shows everything, our website, everything is to drive to our website.
It is, but a piece of material, printed material that's handed over now is more unique because
that's why we did the book. 9 Secrets to Refinishing Wood Floors.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, with this thing that has just a lot of great how to take care of the floor, how to refinish the floor, questions to ask other home contractors, the guy working on it. So now, and we're going to get more of these printed up, and we're going to have on the back right there, we're going to put the QR code so it leads them to the website. Everything is about getting them to the website, get them to the website, get them to the website. But we're able to meet any of these homes and developments that we see being done. We can go in, introduce ourselves, and the same script. The script doesn't change. We're not trying to steal no work from anybody. We're just saying, hey, I know you got a great guy. You got to have a great guy. You're building homes like this. Someone's doing your wood floors. But if he ever gets overbooked, or if you need someone second opinion, give us a call. And here's a book, all of our information. You can scan the back and get to our website. And then from there, they'll find our YouTube channel. I tell everyone, it doesn't matter what marketing you're doing, whether it's a billboard, the mailers that go out, door hangers, every and anything. people will always go back to the internet and research you and do a deep dive. You got to have that. You got to have that website that builds the trust. The YouTube channel is huge, and then it's going to be Facebook and Instagram and the TikTok. But the website, the YouTube, the Google Business are there. Those are three must-haves, I believe. But you got to have something.
Just from an opportunity side of things, Brian, and when it comes to contractors, would that mostly be for new wood installs or even refinishing as well?
Yeah, no, they do. They do it all. There's a lot of contractors that call us, and I'm not a fan of working for contractors. But when you're trying to build the business that my daughter wants to build, you've got to have all the whatever they call it. You got to have all the sticks in the fire, or whatever that thing. You got to have 100 fishing poles in the pond to catch it all. I just got lazy. Just wanted to pick and choose. Restoration companies are great because they're recession proof, because it's insurance work. Someone has a flood in the house, a fire, anything, something goes wrong, the insurance company is going to write the check, so the work has to be done. It's not like they're waiting for the time, for the economy to get better. So restoration companies are great to build relationships with, but they're limited on what they can pay because I don't know about your country, but here, because there was so much backdoor underneath the table, lining people's pockets. They had to cut down on that. So they had to come up with certain a pay criteria, and we would and we worked it out. I may say, hey, it's going to cost me this much money to sand and finish your floor. And he would say, man, we can only pay this much because of, the numbers, but you're only charging this to pull out the carpet, or you're not charging us to do this or that. We can pay more on it. And I was like, dude, you tell me, this is the number we need to come in here and do the work. So all these other little things that you tell me where I need to be to get it. And then we'd work it out. But they're still good to have. Over here, we call it spec homes, like contractors who work with the architects who draw up the plans and build these custom homes. And we have a lot of them here in Southern California. And they're great to have. They're going to be big jobs, 9,000 square foot, 20,000 square foot. If you've seen the movie, The Hangover, Part 2, that big castle looking house that they use. I did those floors several times. Those big, and they're great, but you got to know your numbers because everybody's going to want the best deal. And when you're dealing with, 10,000 square feet, 5,000 square feet versus, a 500 square foot room or something, the numbers change anyway. But and then you want to have the interior designers, the decorators. And so that's what I kind of titled today. I said, I want to talk about cold calling contractors. And when I say contractors, I mean anyone that you can build a relationship with that could give you a referral. So yeah, general contractors, but interior designers, decorators, insurance adjusters.
I'm making a note of this.
Yeah. Restoration companies, even over here, we have general contractors, GCs, and we have subcontractors. Subcontractors being painters, plumbers, roofers. But you want all of those guys also. They're further down on the list. But anyone that goes into the house and works with other homeowners, you want them to have your number. So if a guy's there doing the roof, if a guy's there doing the electricity, if a guy's there doing the painting, we get it all the time. Brian, do you know someone who does drywall repair? Brian, do you guys know anyone who does plumbing? Brian, do you guys know anybody who can do help us add a room addition? That kind of stuff. So homeowners are going to always be asking for referrals. So you want all of those guys in your pocket also.
Plumbers are a good one actually, because they're going to take radiators off. They're doing a room, and then that's when we come in, when the rads are off. So.
Let me see what Charlie said here. He said, I used to cold call RE real estate agents and just leave them the message about my service, and I'd love to connect over a cup of coffee. Now, if you go to their main company's website, you can get all of their email addresses, just send them and the email, just like your website, social media pages. Yep, 100%. And that's why right now we've got 2 or 3 girls just all day long. I said, hey, you guys are here anyway. Just start doing the calls. Research them on the internet, and we're starting with interior designers and decorators, thousands of them. Then we're going to move to general contractors who build custom homes, architects, and then restoration companies. And then we're going to, and I didn't want them just like Charlie said, that's a way that you can do it. I wanted them to call up and make that initial they're all women. They all have the sweet voice. They can make that connection and just say, hey, we just kind of want to start building a relationship. You're probably already using someone. Can I email you over our information? The majority of people are going to say yes. I just want them to be able to look for the email so they just don't go down the list like I do. When I go to my email, I just click, delete, unless I see someone unless there's an email that I'm looking for. And then we'll reach back out to them. But it's still one of the best things is, man, if you're out and about and you're in these neighborhoods, you see somebody working on a house, a contractor, a new house being built, man, you walk up and hand them this or, this, and that's going to start the conversation. I'm not a huge door knocker. I'm against it because I don't like anyone knocking on my door when I'm sitting there trying to, I've been working all day. I'm finally home, trying to spend time with my family. These guys are knocking on the door at 5 and 6 in the afternoon. That's when they do it because that's when people are home. It just frustrates me as a homeowner, as a person. I hate it. It works. Some people do it. I'm not a fan of it. I went to ChatGPT like me and Charlie always do and started with them. And then my daughters and whoever else is there, they all changed it a little bit to fit their own personality. But I think here's what I had chat do it just real quick right before I got online here. It says, hi, this is Brian calling from Onlywood Floors. Is this a good time? Keep it real quick. We're a family-owned hardwood floor company that's been around since 1982. We specialize in refinishing and restoring hardwood floors, and we're just looking to connect with great interior designers, contractors in the area who might need a reliable hardwood floor partner. We're not calling to sell you anything. We just want to introduce ourselves and see if it makes sense to connect. We'd like to email over a quick intro, some photos, a link to our website, YouTube channel, and answer any questions later on that you may have. And then that's it. Get them to say yes. And then there we go. In the subject line, when we send the email, it's going to say following up on the phone call or something like that.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We went back and forth with the script, and it always comes down to the same thing. The least amount is the better amount. Make it as quickly and as painful as possible. Hey, Andrew, man, I hear you're one of the best contractors in the neighborhood. We do hardwood flooring. I just want to get your permission to send over a link to our website. So if you ever do need someone, you can contact us. We can answer any of your questions. Just leave it at that. Real short, real quick. And then if they want to continue the conversation, we continue the conversation. I just want to get permission to send them an email or even a text message with all of that information.
Yeah, that's a result.
Yeah, and then they can go in and do all the research that they want to do. And like I said, there's just thousands. The good and bad about living in Southern California is just, I don't know, 15 million people here, maybe 20 million. Just maddening. Let's see real quick. This is just LA County. Let's see. What's the population of LA County? Yeah, so just LA County is almost 10 million people. That's just LA County. We got Orange County, San Bernardino County, Riverside County, San Diego County, Ventura County, maddening. So it's
that's endless opportunities.
Yeah. So you break it down, and these and that's the thing is, if in the down times, the slower times, all the times, you should, if you're trying to build the business, you should be trying to build your relationships. I did a post a couple of weeks ago, and then I think we even talked about it, is, I'm a huge fan of going to minimum 2 network marketing events every week, whether it's your local chamber of commerce or small business associations, BMIs, anywhere there's a group of business owners getting together, you should be a part of it. Just if you're in the room having coffee and you guys call them biscuits, right? Over there?
Yeah. Coffee and biscuits.
Yeah. I mean, but if you're just in a room of like 6 other business owners and you're there for an hour just talking business, one, you're building relationships, but 2, it's just like, man, you're brainstorming, just kind of ranting and raving with other business owners. It's
do you think just circulating as a visitor, like, so BNI, you need to join, don't you? I think you're allowed three meetings where you can go as a visitor.
Yeah, something like that. And it's huge. Like, I haven't been on it in years. I'm sure it still exists, but it was meetup.com, and you could.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that had loads of different meetings, didn't it?
Yeah, you could do because meetup.com was for anything. Like if you like archery or hiking or anything, but there was a lot of guys doing business stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still there. I just pulled it up right now. But that's another one. To where I'm saying is, I've seen guys start their own network marketing group, their own business. You find a local restaurant that has a back room that 10 people can meet at. You go to somewhere like Meetup, or you do like Charlie has a ton of different Facebook groups, and there's another one. You can start Facebook groups and get different business owners in there, kind of sharing with each other. But meeting up in that post I just did this morning about AI is the same as going to these live business meeting groups. It's online just will never take the place of going face to face.
Yeah,
I love these meetings that we have. And man, when we have 8, 9 guys on here, they're great. But Charlie, if you're still there, man, when we all met there over at in Texas, at what's his name's office, and we did the meeting there, man, all those guys in the same room and then talking afterwards. It's the whole energy. It's all in the room. Everything is connected to everything, and it never takes the place. This is the second best, but man, when you're in the same room and just talking with other business owners, how you overcome different problems. Sometimes that's why having a group of just men is nice. I don't care if, it could be a religious group if you want it, but just a group of men that you meet with. Business owners are better. Doesn't have to be, but I say business owners because if you're a business owner and you're meeting with other business owners, you know on certain levels what everybody's going through.
Yeah,
we're all dealing with the phone ringing. We're all dealing with payroll. We're all dealing with taxes. We're all dealing with employees not showing up, not doing. We all deal with the same problems, just on a different level, and we can all help each other. But those are good. So you can start your own. Find those. I've had guys that started these networking groups to where when they meet, sometimes once a week, sometimes once a month, but they kind of want everybody to bring in like 2 or 3 referrals for everybody. If you put your head down and for 3 to 5 years concentrated on nothing but building relationships and growing your business, and I mean get tunnel vision about it, making those phone calls every day, driving through the neighborhoods when you're in different neighborhoods, handing out your booklet, handing out your presentation folders, going to the business meetings, following up on the relationships, finding other people. Like if you know painting contractors, if you know plumbing contractors, make it a point to, when you're doing work for homeowners, hand out their business cards. Hey man, if you ever need a painter, boom, 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 put your name on the back of it. Just tell them Andrew said, Andy said, give you a call, that type of thing. Man, if you do that for 3 to 5 years, tunnel vision, you'll be ahead of everybody else by 10 to 15 years. And Charlie knows this because he's done it. It's just every day would be spent making money and building relationships. Every minute of every day would be built making profit, building relationships. And it's the compounding interest. That's how it works, because you'll do it for a year and you'll go, son of a bitch, Brian's full of shit. But I'm going to keep doing it. And then 16 months go by, 2 years go by, and now you've told 1 or 2 people and you didn't know about it, but those 1 or 2 people have told 2 or 3 people, and those people have told 2 or 3 people that you know nothing about. Now the one person that you told has told 10 people, and you've told 100 people, and each of those 100 people have told 10 people about you. And I'm telling you, by the end of 3 to 5 years, you've got more work, and now you get lazy like I did, and you start. And Charlie knows is you get complacent, you get spoiled, you kind of get burned out.
Yeah, you do.
You're either building or you're dying. There's no such thing as being on the vine and staying neutral. You're either growing or dying. And that's why it's good to bring in a partner. It's good to bring in, like me and Charlie have talked about that for his company. Is like, I want a partner for Charlie more than he wants for himself. He's like, man, fuck a partner. I'm ready to just quit. And I get it. And I would have been out of this completely by now if it wasn't for my daughter wanting to build her business and her partner. And I'm like, all right. I said, I'll go all in for the next 5 years. And then after that, I'll just always be around. I'm just going to, carry on and do my own thing. But I get a kick out of, working with you guys, you and Ryan and JB and all these other dudes, Doug. And I mean, I could go on and on. Charlie says I help him, but he's retiring. So it doesn't do me any good to help him. But in this kind of stuff, because I'll drive around and things will pop into my head, and sometimes I'll pull over and write it down. I was like, and this was one of them, because these booklets and building that relationship and going to these meetings, and that's why when I just went. What did he say here? And Charlie's sick. You're supposed to be in bed throwing up, fat, dumb, and happy right now. Exactly. I about 15 minutes from my ranch. So I'm in this Facebook group, like the community group. And one of the guys in there posted this video about this pond that he's building. And so I watched this video and I went, shit. And so I looked at his stuff a little bit, because I've been screaming at everybody to do videos way before YouTube even came around. I was telling people to use their 9mm or the 8mm camera that my wife used. So now there's no reason with the phones that we have. So I watched this guy's video and I reached out to him. I said, man, that's an impressive pond / pool that you are building. I'm going to send it to you right now, Andrew, so I don't forget, so you can see this thing. And so I met with him today. I went by there and looked at it, because I said, man, so he has this, he's a landscaper, but they do mostly koi ponds and waterfalls and little backyard streams, big ponds, that kind of stuff. But what he's doing over here at this house is mind-boggling. I mean, it's like, you would think you were at Disneyland. It's waterfalls, and you get a little. He built these freaking. So when you're sitting over where the barbecue is, like they got the outdoor grill and stuff. So when you're sitting over there grilling and you look across this pond, which is the pool, you're looking at this cave that looks like, the whole thing looks like it's an old gold mine or silver mine.
Caribbean.
Yeah, and he's like, man, he goes, yep, that's what we're looking for. And on each side of it is this little little caves that you can go in, and then you get to walk behind this waterfall, and then you
This is his garden.
Oh yeah, and then you get to walk up on top of the waterfall and dive into the pond. It's impressive as hell.
Wow.
But I had just before seeing all of this stuff, I reached out to him. I said, dude, I said, I've been, on the internet screaming at contractors for over 5 years, but I've really been screaming it for 5 years really loud. Make content, do videos. I said, man, and here you are doing everything I'm begging these guys. I said, I do a podcast on Tuesdays. I said, I'll do it whenever you have time. If you'll make time, I like to do them live. I said, but if you don't want to do it live, we'll record it. I said, but man, I'd like you to come on and just share with these guys, and we can share some videos. And so he reached out to me, and so invited me over, and we spent a couple of hours. I was over there, and he was explaining to me how they do all this stuff. Just mind-boggling. So he's going to be. He can't do Tuesdays, so we're going to probably do it on a Monday because he likes the idea of doing it live. Also, I'm going to send it to everybody. Let's see. This thing is crazy. I wonder if it'll show up and I can share it. I'd like to show it. I'd like to share it right now.
Yeah.
See if it is. I should have sent it to myself. Let me. So Andy, what are you working on this week?
So this week, I've been wrapping up a nice cottage job, which has been a teak floor. So that was a few days just in a living room. There was a lot of UV damage around where the rug had been. So sanded that back and then recoated it. So a couple of little challenges, as always, there always is. And then obviously I've got the two guys out this week. So we've been doing a little bit of training and been talking about obviously what we're going to be doing to market the business and all that kind of thing. So
yeah, and it's a different time zone and stuff, but it'd be great. I mean, we can, if you want to get both of those guys together, or all three of us, four of us, five of us, we can all brainstorm together. And
I'd love to do that. Yeah, love to.
Let's see if I can hit share and see if I can pull this up. I don't know if I can or not. I could have just downloaded it real quick. Let's see. Share the screen.
One of the guys, is a natural upselling. So he goes in on a job which is maybe worth £150, but he's walking out with 200, 250 because he's talking about stain guard, he's talking about pet stain removal treatments, all that kind of thing. Adding a staircase of carpet, sticking an armchair on. It's all, and I'm giving him 10% of everything that he upsells, so it's working really well.
This is a natural stream that flows through their property.
Hey, can you see this, Andy?
Yeah.
So this is a natural stream that's just part of the guy's property. So they were going to do a small pond, and you'll see it in a minute. But they dug down like 3 or 4 feet, and it just started filling up with water. It's a natural stream. It's a natural stream underneath the ground that will always keep this pond. Look at this little waterfall over there. He did all of this.
Oh wow!
Stream,
and he's going to put fish in as well.
Stream flows into the
no. It's just all for look,
and then into their pond, but really it's the pool.
It's 9 feet, a little bit more than 9 feet at the deepest, but you can see all the way to the bottom, crystal clear. Little path that walks down into the pool.
Pretty special.
Oh, I tell you, it's
this is going to be jacuzzi.
This will end up being the jacuzzi, and it'll overflow.
It's like a hotel.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Where he built this little tunnel to walk through with the rocks that hang upside down.
Yeah, look at this.
He did all this.
He was showing me how he did that. This is crazy. And then this takes you to the back of the waterfall. I got a couple more videos that show the water coming down. One from the front side and one behind it.
Crazy impressive.
Oh, that's lovely.
This is the natural stream that flows through their property.
Let's see.
So is this guy retired as well? Like, is he retired, or is he got a business, or?
No, that's his business. It's Columbia. I'm gonna put it in the. How do I stop? There we go. Let me. Now I hear it. Let me stop it. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to post it even in here, since this is here. I want to post a link to his website. But yeah, that's his business. That's what he does. So that's just one of the homeowners' properties that he's working on. It just happens to be down the street from where I'm at. So I've seen it, and he invited me over. Yeah, and Charlie said, "Yeah, I am, Charlie." That was another reason I was like, "Man, I got to meet this dude," because we want to. One, I want to do a fishing pond, but I want to do a big waterfall out in the front. It's already kind of there. It just needs to be redone. But yeah, I'm looking forward to having this guy on here. He's one, just, the business knowledge that he has is great. And then like what he's doing with his videos, his YouTube channel. I mean, he's maybe 30,000 followers. Each of his videos have maybe a couple 100,000 views, and just, he knows it's an easy way to build, especially for something like that. That's way more high end, but there's just no reason for anybody watching this. We all need to be doing more and more and more of this stuff.
And do you think cold calling working in synergy with your YouTube videos is a good thing as well? So you could fire on an email, you could send a link to a YouTube channel.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. The emails because they're doing the cold calling just to get permission to send the email, and that email is it has a little bit more information about us, but it has the links to the website and the link to the YouTube channel. Because when they see the website, they see the video testimonials, all its regular website, builds the relationships, all that stuff. But then if they click on the YouTube channel and they go, "Oh shit, this dude's got over 1,000 videos. Look at all these before and after," and like it just makes you look like the expert in your field.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put this guy's link, control copy. And that's why I say you've got, and that's the whole thing. Even whether it's cold calling, you send the emails, whether you're driving around the neighborhood, you sit there and you meet the contractor, you meet the designer, the decorator, you give them a booklet. No matter everything, they're always, no matter what I give them, they're going to always go back to the internet and research me. That's why having the internet presence is so important.
I love the idea of having some sort of booklet. I mean, I haven't got anything like that.
No, you got to have it, man. So where's Anthony's?
Does it cost a lot to get designed?
I mean, all in all, I mean, I don't know. It's not as much as no matter what it costs, it's 100 times return on the investment. This is Anthony's 9 remodeling secrets, the book that contractors hope you never read, because he's he builds brand new homes. I mean, he went a little overboard, I think, but it's just big time. And they're a lot easier to do nowadays than they were years ago. But it's 100%. You need to do it. It just makes you look like the authority.
Yeah, and then so you're not giving too much away. You just kind of drip feeding helpful information.
Like mine, the 9 secrets to refinishing wood floors. You can go to my website, and it's the first thing that you see when you get to our website. Is you can click here, and I think click here and read it. Maybe click here and download it or something. Control copy B. There we go. I want to put this guy's www. Let's hope that works. It didn't. I'll do it again. Control copy and paste. There we go. Yeah, so now they'll be able to check out his website, and his YouTube channel. Let me find his YouTube channel. Yeah. I'm going to find his YouTube channel and post it later. But I mean, because in this booklet, one of the table of contents, repairing a scratch. I got the introduction, then the quick overview. Then it's repairing a scratch, replacing damaged or stained boards. Can your floor be refinished? Where to put the furniture? A recoat is not a refinish. Dustless sanding is not really dustless. Choosing the color, choosing the finish, and then how to maintain your new floor.
Yeah, that's really good.
And then a quick overview. Now to the real work. Yeah, it just goes through our. Yeah, so number one. Yeah, so the number one secret repairing a secret number one repairing a scratch. So it's just one little page right here, not much. And then number two, replacing damaged or stained boards. Kind of walks them through how they could do it, how it should be done. Because if you in detail, and the more detail you'd get when you're telling a homeowner exactly how you're going to replace a board or exactly how you're going to refinish the floor, by the time you explain how you're going to do it, they will understand why it costs so much.
Yeah.
And they'll go, no, that's because I'll do that working on my truck or something or anything. I'll go to YouTube to figure out how to do it. And then I'll watch the video on how to do it. And I'm like, that's entirely way too much freaking work. I don't want to deal with it. I'll pay the guy no matter what to come over here and do it.
Yeah.
What does dude say here? That they have a question about wood. I know you're a wood expert. If I drop acetone on wood, can I use a paint pen to make it better? Yes. Hopefully the acetone didn't burn through all of the finish to because that polyurethane finish that's protecting the wood, that's where the acetone dropped on. But yeah, the acetone is going to discolor it a little bit. But we use that pen that you just mentioned. That's both of you. Andy should have a ton of them. I know Charlie. We got a bag. We got a bag just full of magic markers and custom stained pens that we use to color and hide stuff. So all right, so not sure. It may be a couple of Mondays from now. I'm gonna get this guy Paul on here, talk about how he gets so many views, but just why he started doing videos. Man, he's got some great business knowledge. I know he's getting ready to get into the whole pay performance. He's moving all of his team members into that, which we believe in. And we talked about it, and we'll talk about it during his because we talked about you got to know your numbers, yada yada yada. So every project is worth so much money. Out of that money, you can slice it up into a piece of pies, but your company has to have so much money to keep operating. And you guys hear me all the time say, as soon as you say you're in business for yourself, as soon as you say you're going to open your own business, any of that stuff, you now work for yourself and you need to pay yourself the least amount of money as possible. All of the money that comes in belongs to the company, and the company needs to keep as much money as it can, just so it keeps growing in volume of cash. To grow a business, you need money for for Facebook ads, YouTube ads, billboards, mailers, door hangers. Send a sales guy out to meet, get these books printed up. It just takes money to build a business. If you go and watch any of Tommy Mello's videos, he'll tell you he'll spend 40-50% of every dollar that comes in on marketing when he moves into a new area. And within 6 months, he has dominated and overtook that area. And then he can scale back and do the 8 to 12% for marketing. But if a company has enough money, they can go in and put you out of business. They can go in, offer more money to pay your employees. They can run ads, billboards, Facebook. They can be everywhere. and have cold calls going all the time. They can be their van's going to be wrapped, their truck's going to be wrapped, their trailer's going to be wrapped. They're going to have the yard signs. They're going to have guys hitting the doors, doing door hangers, because they have the money to start a business and grow. And that's the whole thing. It's called growing a business. You're not just trying to maintain. Dan Kennedy is famous for saying the company that can pay the most to acquire a new client wins by far. And it's all about, because even if you spent $1,000 to acquire a new client and you only made $900 on the job, you lost $100 getting that new client and doing the job. But that's a client that's going to give you referrals forever, call you back later on, get the video testimonial. You got the videos on that. But that's not going to happen. You're not going to spend that much money and lose money. But these guys who do real businesses, real companies, that's how Tommy Mello does it with his, I don't even know what the hell the name is, something garage doors, A1 garage doors. Yeah. But, the people who bought his company and bought him to run it, they came in with a lot of money, and now he goes into areas throughout the United States, different cities. He finds these mom and pop garage doors who are doing okay, gives them a little bit of money for their company, asks, do you want to, stay here and work? And as long as you follow our systems, and then they just flood that market with money for marketing and doing stuff. Everybody's wearing the same shirts. Everybody's got the same logos on all, and they just overtake an area. And then they've got the big training facility in Arizona. They've got they're buying in bulk, so they're getting great deals. This dude that I just met with, he does such big projects. They can buy material that an average guy can't pay for it. I mean, so if I got to pay $100 to get a piece of material, and another dude down the street, because he's a better businessman, can pay $20 and get that same material, who's going to win? That's $80 that he has to put into marketing if he wanted to, because he's buying in such volume. Tommy Mello, I mean, they've got shit that is only they use. I mean, proprietary type technology. And now they're doing garage shelves and organization and all that crap, which makes sense because you're there anyway.
Makes sense.
We're talking about maintenance programs for anyone who does flooring, whether it's carpet, flooring. I mean, you walk on freaking floors, whether it's carpet, tile, linoleum, LVP, wood, whatever it is. And if they're walking on it, and that's what it's for, it needs to be maintained. So to not offer a maintenance program, somebody's going to do it. And if you've already been there, you built the relationship with the homeowner, it should be you. That's just all business building stuff. Again, we go back to, if you spent 3 years and you were 3 to 5 years and you were tunnel vision with your head down, and this is all you did, by the end of 5 years, you'd be ahead of other guys 15 to 20 years. And no way around it. And that's not having the money that we're talking about to spend on all of the marketing, because most guys are starting on a shoestring budget. So I'm saying, hey, here's all the stuff that you can do for free, and anytime you get a little extra money, here's where it should be spent. But I think construction is feast or famine. And I talk about this in growing the United, and I think it's world, now that the last couple of books that I've read on economics, I can pretty much say it's world, not just United States, but it's if you keep the construction guys working, everything flourishes, because construction guys have no sense, except for Charlie. Charlie's the only one I know in construction that saves money. Every other contractor that I know, if he makes $1,000, he spends $1,100. I mean, we buy the jet skis, the motorcycles. Well, I mean, we're at happy hour. We're going to dinner 2 or 3 times a week. We're tipping the waitresses. We're tipping the ice boy for keeping the bus boy to keep the ice cold. construction dudes, no matter what the trade, we spend money. We buying trucks. We're buying, it's like we don't hoard it, except for Charlie. We keep the money flowing in the industry. So I say all the time, I said, man, if you keep the construction guys busy, the economy will flourish. Get the interest rate down so homeowners can refinance and get work done on their house, and the money will flow because contractors don't save it. We spend it. And I think there should be a middle person. Like you don't need to be as extreme as Charlie, but you don't need to be like the regular construction guy. You need to find the middle. I mean, hey Charlie, you still there? What's that dude's name that teaches finance? He has the radio show. He's got a couple of books. He's in Tennessee, out of Tennessee. I can't think of his name right now. But he teaches no credit, which I believe. But you need credit to build a business. You need credit. You need credit to build credit, and you need credit to get good loans, low interest. So yeah, you should be as debt free as you can, but you got to build your credit. You got to save money. But I'm a firm believer of, man, enjoy life while you're young. Spend some money, spend time with the family, take the vacation, spend time with the wife. The reason we get up and work so hard is for our family. It's rare that single guys like Tommy Mello build the businesses that they build. They usually have a reason, and it's usually the wife and kids. That's the only reason that I do what I do, is like, man, I want to provide for my wife and kids more than I had. But at the same time, if I'm working 80-hour weeks, I'm missing the time with them.
Yeah, and they're getting the worst. They're getting the worst of you as well if you do.
Yeah, you're coming home, you're tired, you're frustrated, you're mad, you kind of take it out on them, even though you don't think you are. So I tried to find a happy medium. But you can do both. It just doesn't happen by accident. You've got to plan it, and you got to work it, you got to track it. Andy, unless there's something you want to talk about or ask, we're going to get out of here until next week. I appreciate you being here.
Thanks. Yeah, no, good. Really enjoyed that. Thank you.
All right, brother. Keep me posted, and man, keep posting those videos. I love them, bro.
Thank you. Cheers, Brian. Take care.
Yes, sir. Good night.
Bye.